foods that increase energy frequency, spirituality, and health on your plate. What if the food you're eating is the very thing blocking your spiritual growth, draining your energy, and keeping you from manifesting the life you desire? In this video, you'll discover how to completely transform your energy, emotions, and connection to your higher self, simply by changing what and how you eat. We're diving into the foods that elevate energy, unlock emotional clarity, and help you co-create your reality with power and peace. Are you constantly tired, anxious, or feeling disconnected for no reason? Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a loop trying to heal, to grow, to manifest, but something keeps pulling you down? This video will show you how to break that cycle. You'll learn how your meals affect your frequency, how to turn food into a daily spiritual practice, and how high vibration eating can lead to real emotional and spiritual transformation. Stay until the end, and you'll not only get a list of powerful high vibration foods, but you'll also understand how to use them to heal your energy, balance your chakras, and align your life with your purpose. If you're ready to feel lighter, clearer, and more in tune with your true self, this is the video you've been waiting for. Understanding vibration and energy, the invisible forces that shape your reality. You know, it's wild how many people go through life never realizing that they're basically broadcasting energy 24/7. Like a radio station, we're constantly sending out signals, emotion, thoughts, intentions. And guess what? The universe is tuned in. This isn't just woo-woo talk. It's about frequency. Your body, mind, and spirit are all vibrating. And that vibration attracts experiences. When someone walks into a room and you feel their energy before they even speak, that's real. It's not magic, it's vibration. And here's the kicker. Your food is part of that broadcast. See, when you feed your body low-quality, processed food, you're not just compromising your health. You're literally lowering your frequency. Think of it like pouring cheap fuel into a luxury car. Sure, it'll run, but it won't perform. High vibration foods? They're like rocket fuel. Fresh fruits, leafy greens, water-rich vegetables. They don't just nourish you. They help elevate energy from the inside out. That's the stuff that helps people not only feel better, but actually think better, attract better, and manifest more clearly. Most people don't realize their plate might be sabotaging their power. They want to co-create with the universe, build the life of their dreams, but they're starting their day with a microwave burrito and expecting to stinger resultador. That's like trying to run a marathon in flip-flops. When your energy's out of sync, your manifestations are too. Everything gets fuzzy. But switch up your input, eat high vibration meals, stay hydrated with intention, and the output transforms. It's basic. Clean energy in, clear results out. And here's something hardly anyone talks about: emotional digestion. Just like food, energy needs to be digested too. If you're consuming negativity all day, bad news, toxic social media, drama, it doesn't matter how many chia seeds you sprinkle on your smoothie bowl, you'll still feel heavy. Real power comes when you're aware of both what you're physically and energetically consuming. It's a two-way street. You've got to protect your vibe like it's your paycheck, because in many ways it is. Now here's the good news. This isn't just about what to eat. It's about how to eat. In this journey, you'll learn simple, powerful ways to transform your eating habits into daily rituals that elevate energy and align you with a high vibration lifestyle. From mindful chewing to sacred food prep, we're diving into it all. You'll finally understand how your relationship with food can become your gateway to healing, health, and high-frequency living. It's way easier than most people think. So now that we've cracked open the truth about energy and frequency, there's a bigger question looming. What exactly are you feeding your vibration? And no, we're not just talking about kale and quinoa. Let's go deeper into the world of power foods that don't just fill your stomach, but light you up from the inside. Ready? The difference between high vibration and high power in food. Now here's where most people get tripped up. They can fuse power with vibration. Just because something gives you a quick energy boost doesn't mean it's helping you elevate energy in a meaningful way. Take coffee, for instance. It might kick you into gear, but it's often a borrowed energy. High vibration foods, on the other hand, don't just hype you up, they harmonize you. They bring you into alignment with your natural rhythm, rather than forcing your system into overdrive. A steak might make someone feel strong and grounded, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's vibrating high. Strength and stamina don't always equal lightness and clarity. High-power foods can push the body, but high-vibration foods tune the body. Think of the difference like diesel fuel versus sunlight. Diesel can power a truck, sure, but sunlight powers life. One is heavy and forceful. The other is subtle but deeply sustainable. That's the kind of energy we're talking about. Life-sustaining, not life-draining. Let's bring it down to the grocery store. Grab a sugary energy drink and you'll feel high power. Your heart races, your brain buzzes. But high vibration? Not even close. Now take a ripe mango or a handful of blueberries grown in healthy soil. They carry living information, straight from nature. That's the kind of input that allows you to manifest with clarity and co-create your reality with confidence. Your body knows the difference, even if your mind hasn't caught up yet. This is where intention matters too. A home-cooked lentil stew made with love has more vibrational impact than a high-calorie snack made in a factory. It's not just the ingredients, it's the energy behind them. Ever eaten a meal and felt comforted? Like someone just hugged your soul? That's vibration. And here's the best part. You can learn to infuse that same frequency into everything you prepare and consume. So, as you're beginning to notice, the food you choose is only part of the story. The quality, the preparation, and the energy exchange during mealtime all matter. But there's another layer still to uncover. How specific foods interact with the chakras and energetic centers of your body. Yes, your lunch can literally open your heart or fog up your intuition. Let's break that down next. Chakra nutrition. Feeding your energy centers. Every bite you take has a destination. Not just your stomach, but your entire energy field. And if you've ever felt off for no clear reason, there's a good chance one of your chakras is underfed. Yes, really. Each chakra thrives on specific types of nourishment, both physical and energetic. You want to elevate energy in a sustainable way? Learn to feed your chakras like a gardener tending to sacred soil. High vibration foods are like sunlight and rain, pure essentials for your inner garden. Let's say your root chakra is feeling unstable. Maybe you're anxious or financially stressed. Instead of reaching for comfort food that dragged your vibe down, try grounding foods that co-create calmness. Beets, carrots, sweet potatoes. These connect you to earth and bring a stabilizing force into your body. Or maybe your heart chakra needs a little TLC. Ever tried eating leafy greens like kale or spinach while focusing on gratitude? You'll feel that center open up like a flower in spring. The throat chakra is another one that responds deeply to high vibration nourishment. Ever struggled to express yourself or felt misunderstood? Hydration is key here. Herbal teas like chamomile or blue lotus can clear that fog and help you speak with love and confidence. And if your third eye feels blocked, fuzzy thinking, indecision, lack of vision, dark berries, raw cacao, and walnuts can work wonders. It's all about tuning your food choices to your energetic needs, moment by moment. Think of it like this. Your chakras are vibrational organs. They interpret your emotions, environment, and yes, your meals. Start seeing food as medicine, as frequency, as sacred fuel. When you match your diet to your inner rhythm, you begin to sting a resultador in every area of your life. Creativity, relationships, productivity, even spiritual clarity. You stop forcing life and start flowing with it. And the beauty is, you don't need to overhaul your whole life overnight. Just start with one chakra. one intention, one high vibration meal prepared with love and attention. Feel the shift, then repeat. Up next, we'll explore the emotional baggage we unconsciously attach to food and how it's secretly shaping our energy and blocking our ability to manifest. Emotional eating, vibrational sabotage, and conscious rituals at the table. Let's be real. Most people don't eat because they're hungry. They eat because they're stressed, bored, anxious, or lonely. That's emotional eating. And while it might feel comforting in the moment, it usually drags your vibration straight to the basement. You might co-create powerful goals. But if your habits are driven by unresolved emotions, you'll sting a result a door that never quite matched your potential. Food is fuel, yes, but it's also frequency. And eating in a state of emotional chaos, that's a sure way to dim your light. Think about it. Have you ever eaten an entire meal and barely tasted a thing? Scrolling on your phone, watching TV, lost in thought? That's unconscious eating. And it's a fast track to energetic fog. But here's where things shift. When you eat with awareness, when you bless your food, chew slowly, and engage your senses, you literally raise the vibration of the entire experience. The food might be the same, but the frequency? Way higher. And your body responds to that difference in powerful, healing ways. Try this. Before your next meal, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Hold your hands above your plate and set an intention. Something simple like, may this food nourish my body and elevate energy. It sounds subtle, but the results are anything but. You'll feel calmer, more present, and more connected to the act of receiving. These tiny rituals don't just shift your frequency. They build a foundation for long-term transformation. Your vibration becomes a lifestyle, not just a goal. And let's not forget the emotional weight we carry around food. The guilt, the restriction, the inner critic that says, you shouldn't eat that. High vibration eating isn't about punishment. It's about permission. Permission to choose what truly nourishes you. To eat with joy, not shame. To let your meals be a celebration of life, not a reaction to pain. That shift alone can unlock more clarity, peace, and alignment than any diet ever could. Because at the end of the day, food is more than nutrients. It's a spiritual exchange, a moment of communion between your body, your soul, and the universe. And when you approach it that way, with reverence, intention, and presence, you don't just feel better. You become magnetic, aligned, ready to manifest, co-create, and live in tune with your highest self. Now imagine combining all that with specific high vibration foods designed to target your energy flow. That's where we're heading next. Healing fatigue, anxiety, and disconnection through vibrational food choices. There's something almost invisible weighing people down these days. They wake up tired, even after a full night's sleep. They drag through their day feeling foggy, disconnected, like they're missing something, but they can't quite name it. That's not just physical fatigue. It's vibrational depletion. Their energy field is running on empty. And no, another coffee or energy drink won't fix it. What will? Choosing foods and habits that elevate energy from the inside out, consistently and consciously. Chronic tiredness, low mood, unexplained sadness. These are often signs that the body and spirit are out of sync. High vibration foods bring them back into harmony. Imagine trading that morning donut for a smoothie made with blueberries, raw cacao, chia seeds, and coconut water. It's not just tasty, it's a liquid alignment. It fuels your brain, clears your emotional fog, and gives your cells exactly what they need to fire on all cylinders. That's not hype, it's cellular intelligence. Now let's talk about spiritual disconnection. When you're not aligned with your inner truth, even the best intentions fall flat. You try to manifest, but it's like your signal's scrambled. That's because your frequency is off. When you begin to eat living, clean, high vibration foods, you start to remember who you are, not just intellectually, but energetically. You start to co-create from a place of purpose. Meals become moments of alignment, and that's when the magic really begins to unfold. And let's not ignore the deep desire people have today to feel lighter, more at peace, in balance with their body and soul. That's not just about weight or wellness trends. It's a call back to essence, to simplicity. When you start eating food that feels alive, you start to feel alive too. You become more emotionally available, more spiritually present. That anxiety that clings to your chest, it softens. That heavy sadness, it starts to lift. It's not overnight, but it's real. And it starts on your plate. So if you've been feeling stuck, stagnant, or simply off, it's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to shift. The way back to clarity and power isn't through hustle or more stimulation. It's through healing, through intention, through choosing to feed yourself in a way that honors your highest potential. And if you're wondering exactly which foods and combinations are best to elevate energy and sting a resultador, don't worry. That's exactly where we're headed next. The true energy of food, beyond calories and into frequency. Let's set the record straight. Not all energy is created equal. Western nutrition loves to talk calories, how much energy food gives you. But that's only part of the story. What truly matters, especially when we want to co-create with clarity and sting a resultador, is the frequency of what we eat. This is where ancient wisdom and modern insight intersect. The vibrational field of food impacts your own energy field, for better or worse. High vibration foods don't just feed your body, they upgrade your soul. Researchers like David R. Hawkins have mapped out consciousness and frequency, showing that every object, even food, emits measurable energy. In his scale, things like unconditional love vibrate at 500 plus, while shame and guilt sit below 100. Now think of food the same way. A freshly picked apple, filled with enzymes and light, vibrates high. A microwaved frozen dinner packed with preservatives, low vibration, depleted, energetically dead. It's not just nutrition. It's about alignment with life force. Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine have long understood this. They don't just categorize food as good or bad. They ask, what does this do to your chi, your prana, your life energy? Foods with vibrant color, natural water content, and organic origin are seen as carriers of life force. On the flip side, overly cooked, processed, or stale foods are considered tamasic, heavy, dulling, and spiritually clogging. This ancient knowledge is now backed by quantum biology and vibrational medicine. And what's incredible is that your body knows. You don't need a scientific report to tell you how you feel after eating fresh watermelon versus a fast food burger. One lights you up, the other weighs you down. That's vibration in action. Start noticing how you feel after a meal, not just full or satisfied, but emotionally and spiritually. Do you feel lighter, inspired, present? That's a signal that your food is co-creating with you, not working against you. Food is more than taste or tradition. It's information. It tells your cells what to do, how to heal, and what kind of energy to broadcast. High vibration foods literally code your body for clarity, resilience, and magnetism. And here's the kicker. When you consistently eat these foods, your attraction power goes through the roof. Your mood stabilizes. Your thoughts sharpen. Your intuition awakens. This is why some people seem effortlessly aligned. It's not luck, it's vibration. Let's break it down further. Living foods are those that still contain active enzymes, hydration, and pranic life force. Think raw fruits and vegetables, soaked nuts, fermented products like kimchi or kombucha, even fresh herbs. These foods vibrate high because they're still part of nature's cycle. They haven't been cut off from their source. Dead foods? They're lifeless, shelf-stable, overcooked, chemically preserved. They fill the stomach but drain the spirit. And that's a trade no one should be making. And you don't have to eat 100% raw or go live in the forest to benefit. Start small. Swap one processed item per day for something fresh and alive. Drink your water structured. Leave it in sunlight for 30 minutes with a slice of cucumber or lemon. Prepare food with music and gratitude. These micro shifts are massive in vibrational terms. They elevate energy not just for you, but for the space around you. Your kitchen becomes a healing temple. Your meals, a daily act of co-creation. So now the question becomes, which specific high vibration foods give you the most return for your effort? Which ones don't just nourish, but transform you spiritually, emotionally, and energetically? In the next part, we'll explore a detailed list of vibrational superfoods, how to use them, and how to unlock their full potential. The ultimate list of high vibration foods to elevate energy and manifest powerfully. All right, this is where the magic gets tangible. If you've been wondering what foods can actually help you feel lighter, clearer, and more spiritually connected, this is your go-to list. First, let's start with fruits. Pineapple, mango, and berries like blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries aren't just delicious. They're energetic gold, rich in antioxidants and water. They hydrate your cells, cleanse your system, and support clarity of thought. They're basically nature's sweet little frequency boosters. Then we have raw vegetables, spinach, kale, broccoli. These greens are like solar panels for your cells. When consumed raw or lightly steamed, they maintain their enzyme activity, mineral structure, and chlorophyll content, which supports oxygenation and detoxification. Add a handful of raw spinach to your smoothie or a kale salad with lemon and olive oil, and you'll feel the difference within minutes. This isn't just healthy eating, it's vibrational alignment. Let's talk grains, but not just any grains. Germinated quinoa and sprouted lentils are in a league of their own. Why? Because sprouting activates their life force. It literally turns them from dormant seeds into living food. That means more enzymes, more nutrients, and a higher vibration. They're also gentle on the digestive system, which means less energy spent digesting and more energy for you to manifest, move, and co-create without feeling sluggish. Nuts and seeds, especially almonds and walnuts, are pure vibrational powerhouses when consumed raw or soaked. They contain healthy fats that feed your brain, stabilize mood, and nourish your nervous system. Want to go a step further? Soak your almonds overnight in clean water, peel them, and eat them mindfully in the morning. That simple act becomes a ritual that elevates energy and helps you tune in to your inner wisdom. No caffeine needed. Natural herbal teas like chamomile, fennel, and lavender do more than relax. They recalibrate your frequency. Each herb has its own subtle energy. Chamomile brings softness and peace. Lavender helps release stored stress. Fennel clears the gut and supports intuition. These teas are perfect tools to wind down, meditate, or simply reconnect. They don't just hydrate, they heal. And when used regularly, they gently shift your emotional body into harmony. Then there's structured or energized water. Sounds high-tech, but it's simple. Water that has been exposed to sunlight, sacred geometry, healing words, or even crystals holds a more coherent molecular structure. Dr. Masaru Emoto's research showed that water responds to intention. So bless your water. Store it in glass. Add lemon or cucumber. Play mantras near it. You're not just drinking hydration. You're infusing your body with intention. Fermented foods like kefir and kombucha are alive. Literally, they contain beneficial bacteria that repair the gut, your second brain, and balance your emotional state. An unbalanced gut often leads to anxiety, fatigue, and spiritual disconnection. But when you bring your microbiome into harmony, everything shifts. Suddenly, you feel grounded and open. A spoonful of natural kefir daily can be more powerful than many supplements on the market. And finally, perhaps the most overlooked ingredient of all is intention. Food prepared with presence, love, and care carries a frequency that's impossible to fake, whether it's a bowl of soup or a simple salad. when it's made consciously, it nourishes more than just the body. That's why home-cooked meals made with heart often leave us feeling emotionally full. So cook slow, add music, breathe as you stir, and let your kitchen become your sacred space of co-creation. But don't stop here. What if you turned each meal into a daily spiritual practice? What if eating became a moment of healing and empowerment? Next, we'll uncover how to do exactly that, with powerful rituals and conscious habits that transform the way you relate to food forever. Spiritual practices at the table. Eating as a daily ritual to elevate energy. Here's something most people overlook. The way you eat is just as important as what you eat. You can have a plate full of high-vibration foods, but if you're eating in a rush, scrolling on your phone, or venting about your day, you're not receiving the full frequency. That's where conscious eating comes in. Sitting down in silence, taking a deep breath, and tuning in before you take that first bite can completely shift the energetic impact of your meal. It's like upgrading from background noise to divine music. Try this at your next meal. Before lifting your fork, place your hands gently over your plate and say, "Thank you." Just those 2 words, simple but powerful. Gratitude carries a frequency that elevates energy instantly. It tells the body, we're safe, we're cared for, we can receive. In that space, digestion improves, stress hormones drop, and you begin to co-create healing from the inside out. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Affirmations during meals are another game changer. Imagine blessing your food with words like, "This food nourishes my body and elevates my vibration." Or with every bite, I become more aligned with my highest self. Sound cheesy? Maybe, but the subconscious listens, and more importantly, so does the energy around you. Words are frequency, and when spoken with intention, they shape your vibration as surely as the nutrients on your plate. Eating in silence isn't about being serious. It's about being sacred. Even just 5 minutes of quiet chewing, where you actually taste your food and feel it nourishing you, can rewire your nervous system. It slows you down, grounds you, and brings you back into your body. That's where manifestation happens. Not in the noise, but in the stillness. When your meals become meditative, your energy field stabilizes, and suddenly, life flows more easily around you. To take it even further, light a candle before dinner. Put on soft instrumental music. Set the table like you're honoring a guest, because you are. You are the sacred guest in your own life. These small rituals don't take much time, but they transform your vibration daily. And over time, they build a sense of inner peace and spiritual presence that no supplement or detox ever could. Food becomes sacred. Eating becomes worship. These practices help you tune into what your body truly needs, not just what your habits crave. You become more sensitive to energy, able to feel when food lifts you or weighs you down. And the more present you are, the more you sting or resultador that reflect your highest intentions. Because when you eat like someone who values their energy, your entire life starts to organize around that frequency. Remember, eating is an act of receiving. It's a moment where the outer world becomes part of your inner world. When you bring mindfulness, gratitude, and affirmation to that process, you anchor your vibration in clarity and power. So don't just eat. Experience your food. Feel it. Thank it. Bless it. That's how you turn nourishment into transformation. Now imagine combining all of this with stories. Real transformations that show how people change their lives just by changing the way they eat. That's what's coming next. Proof that this path isn't just theory. It works. Real transformations. Stories of healing through high vibration eating. Let's start with Clara. She was in her late 30s, burned out from years in corporate life, emotionally drained, spiritually numb. Her mornings began with caffeine. Her evenings ended with wine. She felt stuck, anxious, always tired. A friend introduced her to high vibration eating, not as a diet, but as a ritual. Within weeks of swapping packaged snacks for fresh fruits, herbal teas, and simple gratitude before meals, her mind cleared. She cried during meditation, not from pain, but from relief. Her body remembered what it was like to feel safe, to feel light. Then there's Andre, a single father juggling work and parenting, who'd lost his sense of connection, not just spiritually, but with himself. He thought eating well was too expensive, too complicated. But he started small. He replaced soda with energized water, began prepping lentils and quinoa on Sundays, and brought his kids into the kitchen. Together, they blessed their meals with simple affirmations. Within a month, Andre noticed fewer mood swings, deeper sleep, and a strange but beautiful peace during meals. He said, "It felt like my soul came home." And let's not forget Sarah. She struggled with low self-worth for years, constantly on and off restrictive diets. Food was her enemy, until she learned that food could be love, not in the emotional eating way, but as sacred self-respect. She created rituals around meals, lighting candles, chewing slowly, thanking her body. She started eating avocado with intention, drinking herbal infusions for intuition, and making cacao elixirs during full moons. It sounds poetic, but it changed her life. She now calls her kitchen her temple, and she finally feels beautiful, inside and out. There's also the story of Miguel, a 65-year-old retired teacher who had given up on feeling young again. Chronic fatigue, brain fog, and emotional numbness were part of his daily life. His daughter introduced him to fermented foods and raw greens. At first, he resisted, but after trying kefir in the morning and adding spinach to his meals, something shifted. He said, "It's like someone turned the lights back on." He even started gardening, planting what he eats. Now he says, "I feel connected to life again. I'm not just surviving, I'm living." And maybe one of the most touching stories comes from Julia, a teenage girl battling depression. Doctors prescribed pills, but nothing brought her back, until she began working with a mentor who introduced vibrational eating and daily food prayers. She began each day with warm lemon water and wrote down one thing she was grateful for. Then came herbal teas, berries, and greens. She learned to listen to her body. Her recovery wasn't overnight, but she smiled again. Her mother said it wasn't the food alone. It was that someone taught her to eat with her soul. These aren't just nice stories, they're blueprints. Proof that the path to healing isn't found in restriction, but in reconnection. When you align your food with your energy, you reclaim your power. And if they could transform, so can you. But let's go even deeper. It's time to wrap this up with a final insight. How to take all this wisdom and live it every single day, with intention, ease, and joy. So, here we are at the end of this journey, but hopefully at the beginning of yours. We've explored the invisible forces that shape your reality through food. You've learned that vibration matters just as much, if not more, than power. You've seen how every ingredient you choose either elevates energy or dims your light. We talked about how fatigue, anxiety, and spiritual disconnection often stem from what we consume, not just emotionally, but physically. We dove into chakra nutrition, discovering how each energy center thrives on specific high-vibration foods. You heard real stories, people just like you, who healed their emotional wounds and reignited their inner fire through conscious eating. We broke down the science and soul behind living foods, structured water, natural teas, and heartfelt rituals that transform meals into spiritual practices. And most of all, we reminded you, food isn't just fuel, it's frequency. Now it's your turn. Start small. Bless your meals. Choose foods that make you feel alive. Create a little sacred space at your table. Say an affirmation. Drink a tea with intention. These micro moments build macro movements in your vibration. And trust me, When you align what's on your plate with what's in your heart, you start to manifest, co-create, and stinger resultador like never before. This isn't a diet. It's a lifestyle, a spiritual upgrade. And it starts now. Sparkles, if this video spoke to your soul, leave a comment below. Tell us. What's one food or ritual you're going to try starting today? I'd love to hear your voice in this community. Thumbs up, don't forget to like this video. It helps spread this vibration to more people who need it. Bell, subscribe to the channel for more content that feeds your body, mind, and spirit. Television, and if you haven't yet, watch our previous video, How Forgiveness Leads You to Prosperity. It connects beautifully with everything we've shared today, because healing is holistic, and your path to prosperity begins with what you feed, your body, your thoughts, and your soul.